got some interesting words to say. Now we got 141 pounds, so that's going to bring the score to 4-3 in favor of Nebraska-Omaha as we head to 141 pounds. And as we were talking before the duel, I think this is the match that the duel really hinges on, because this was 8 for Mario Morgan last time over John Putman. Morgan ranked number 2, Putman ranked number 4. Coming in 23-11 is Mario Morgan, one of those Harvey Twisters out of the Chicago area.
Well, I think Putman, last time that was right after he'd bumped up to 141. Now he's been up at that weight for a little bit. He's gotten used to it. Wrestling a little bit, I'm not going to say a different style than he was before, but seems to be adjusting to the weight a lot better than he was earlier when he first made that move.
And Putman in on a single, almost going to score, but they stop it for potentially dangerous. Mario Morgan, a sophomore, very scrappy kid. I had a chance to watch him a lot when he was in high school. Out of Chicago, Illinois, Mount Carmel High School. Got to give a shout out to his dad, Andre, who did a lot of help for me when I was at Intermat. So that being said, John Putman coming in 13-5, ranked number 4 in the nation. Had a tough one here last week where he was down 5-0 against J.R. Baker, came all the way back, took a 10-8 lead, and was in a crab ride situation, and basically was pinned defensively in the last match of the duel. It really much took the wind out of the sails of the Mankato win over Upper Iowa, which was dominant in every facet of the game. We're still scoreless here. Minute gone by, first period.
I haven't watched the video of that duel, but I was sitting up in the stands that night, and man, the angle I had, not sure that I'd have called that a fall.
It depends. Now Morgan driving underneath with that quick single. Putman locking in the crotch. A little scramble situation. Now Morgan is pretty susceptible in these scrambles. That's what happened to him against Tony Valek of Augsburg in their duel, where they got into a scramble situation. Valek came out and locked him up in a cradle and ultimately won that match in what was an exciting duel. Morgan, very fun to watch. And Putman now locking with that, as Pat McCormick would call it, spaghetti wrestling, the head-to-toe scrambles that are coming more and more common here in college wrestling. No points awarded, 1:22 to go.
A little bit of an alligator roll there. Grab the ankles and start going.
That didn't sound pleasant.
Nope.
Morgan controlling with a 2-on-1 baseball grip to Putman's left hand. Putman now posting on the head with his right, now trying to free his grip.
Putman likes to wrestle a little more clear. He's not much of doesn't like to tie up a whole lot. He'll get a wrist or something like that, but I think he wrestles a little bit better when he stays clean and takes his shots. Little juke and go type movements.
Morgan, a very long 141-pounder. High school All-American. Definitely a guy that was recruited by a lot of Division I schools, but elected to go see Mike Denny at Omaha. Both of these coaches, Mike Denny and Jim McCoskey, two of the more respected men in the sport of wrestling in regards to division. Underhook almost thrown across by Putman.
Putman needs to just keep that action going. He's got to keep his feet moving, create the scramble situations that he wants. And like you said, Morgan's a little susceptible when he starts getting into those types of positions and situations. And Putman seems to do real well out of them, so he's got to keep his feet moving.
Under 3 to go, and that's pretty much going to end the first period with no score between Mario Morgan of Nebraska-Omaha and John Putman of Minnesota State. Putman will have choice, and he will elect to start on bottom.
Got to get a good first move here, get out right away, get that 1-point lead, not let Morgan build up some riding time here.
Well, there's the first move. He pops his hips out, spins around, creates separation, and gets the 1 point. So a 1-0 lead for Putman. He's ranked 4th in the nation. Morgan's ranked 2nd.
Coaches always tell the guys, out in 10, out in 10. He got out in about 6 or 7 there, so.
5 according to the riding time.
Maybe they were slow.
Go ahead.
Putman's got to get himself clear here. He's, like I said, he's getting caught in these ties, and he doesn't work real well out of those.
Putman hanging on the head with his left hand as they go towards that far edge. Now trying to get an inside control, inside tie. Now with the double underhooks is Morgan. This is not a place Putman wants to be. Big, long guy like that. Morgan is well trained in the throw. Harvey Twisters at one of that legendary wrestling club out of the Chicagoland area. Produced such wrestlers as T.J. Williams, Joe Williams, etc.
I think most wrestling fans around the country are familiar with that club just because of what they have produced over the years. Putman's got to stay out of those ties, like I said, over on the edge of the mat. Ooh, nice shot.
Misdirection single, and Putman's going to score the takedown, countering an ill-attempted misdirection single, and Putman just seemed to step around him and says, okay, I got you. So now a 3-0 lead, under 40 to go here in the second period. John Putman ranked 4th in the nation, leading Mario Morgan ranked 2nd in the nation.
I think they both kind of started a shot almost at the same time, and Putman let Morgan go and was able to come around behind.
I really think if Morgan would have just stayed with the low single instead of trying the misdirection, he'd have been more successful, at least, because it looked like Putman's lead leg was sitting right there.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. And like I said, I think Putman just kind of stopped and stepped out of the way there.
We'll see how tough Putman is on top against a guy like Morgan. Morgan struggled against Tony Valek, again, of Augsburg, a match we had the pleasure of checking out a couple weeks ago. Rarity, number 1 versus number 1. You don't see it a whole lot in wrestling, but when you see number 1 in Division 2 versus number 1 in Division 3, and now another caution. Now, is that his second?
I believe that was the second.
Caution on Morgan, so 1-1.
Okay.
Zach Dominguez, assistant coach at UNO, looks over and crosses his arms and goes, what are you talking about? Ron Higdon doing the same thing.
And if the call would have gone the other way, Makovsky and them would have been doing the same thing. So, got to fight for your wrestler.
Absolutely. Now, Putman now working up as Morgan up to his feet. Putman trying to bring him back down to the mat with under 15 seconds to go.
He's going to get hit.
Lets him go with 10 seconds to go. Kind of questioning that.
Fortunately, it's probably almost the right call there because he wasn't getting him back to the mat, and you get hit with that stalling call. That's going to probably hurt you more later in the match than that escape right here late in the period.
It's a difference in philosophy. Maybe drop down to an ankle. I don't know. But Morgan's so quick, he's hard to hold on to. Can really pop those hips and turn and face you pretty much in an instant. Now Morgan going to start on the bottom here in the third period with Putman holding a 3-1 lead. Advantage time not a factor right now. Putman dropping off to a single after getting pretty much square. Still maintaining control. Morgan pulls his leg out. Now it's a 3-2 lead. Riding time is at 42 seconds, so not going to be a factor unless there's another takedown in this match. 3-2 lead. Putman now controlling the center. This is where he has seemed to have done a great job this entire match, is controlling the center of the mat, keeping Morgan moving around. There's another misdirection single. Didn't seem to go anywhere. Putman just wisely pushing it away on the wrists.
That's where I think if Putman stays clear from those ties and everything and lets Morgan commit himself, maybe he'll overcommit like he did on that shot earlier, and Putman can go around behind for another takedown.
Is there a situation where too much speed is a bad thing? Another shot by Morgan, and Putman spins around. He's behind, looking to drop him to the mat. Can't bring Morgan down. He brings Morgan down to the mat. That's a 2-point takedown. Now a 1-point escape beyond reaction time. I like the call. So now a 4-3 lead. Actually, is that right?
You'd asked if there could be too much speed, and I think that's almost where it's at. But, Putman, by staying clean, he's kind of anticipating that thing. It's not that he's that much faster or anything. He's doing a good job anticipating it and staying on his toes, keeps his feet moving.
5-3, under 50 seconds to go. Lead in favor of Putman. Again, this match went Morgan's way at the national duels. Morgan trying feverishly to control the head and work for an inside tie and an inside angle. Of course, he can't do that without any ties right now, as they're both creating a little bit of distance. Now, stall warning on Putman. So this is where you're right. Now, another shot by Morgan. Putman trying to lock in the crotch. No control. We better watch that figure for the head. This is a situation. Morgan could almost switch off to a Granby here. Now Putman's in control. Who's got who? Putman still holding on to the leg. Morgan facing. What a scramble.
Wow.
Morgan hits,
Wow.
Head throws him over. Chin whip. No points are scored. Still neutral. 10 seconds to go. What great action here in the last 15 seconds. 2-1. And John Putman is going to give Mankato a big 5-3 victory at 141 pounds. That's one they needed. Heading into 41, the momentum